Mr. Cooper.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And let me say that when it comes to the number of meetings that are required, dealing with $400 million that improperly went out the door in terms of non-compliance with the contribution agreements, in terms of multiple conflicts, I say we ought to have as many meetings as it takes to get to the bottom of what happened at SDTC. And I know that the Liberals opposite would love nothing more than
Point of order, Chair. I don't think that that the member opposite should be making any insinuations about what we do and do not care about. We have been just as active participants in these meetings and continue to be. I would like to just have a little bit more collaboration in how we're going to proceed forward, and I don't think that my questions have been unreasonable in any way.
Thank you, Ms. Khalid. Your point is taken. Mr. Cooper, you have the floor again.
Mr. Chair, we've seen time and again the Liberals run interference, interject with points of order that are not legitimate points of order, that are points of debate, including when Navdeep Bains, former Liberal Minister Bains, came before this committee. Time and time again, Ms. Khalid and Mr. Drouin intervened, obstructed, tried to block members of the opposition from posing questions about what Mr. Bains, former Liberal Minister Bains, knew and when he knew it, or what he didn't know or chose to ignore, because the Auditor General's report about what happened at SDTC was damning about what happened under former Liberal Minister Bains's watch. And we saw the outrageous display on his part when, with the assistance of Ms. Khalid and Mr. Drouin, when he refused to answer the most basic of questions the first time that he appeared before this committee. Another point of debate from Mr. Drouin.
No, I do. I love the sanctimonious from the opposite colleague. Can we just get back to the business of the committee? That'd be helpful, because that's not
very
advancing
much
anything.
Within the business of this committee and the very motion before this committee.
Let's talk about how many more meetings do we want, and let's just get back to business, and then you can leave your Facebook clip somewhere else.
Right, why don't we let Mr. Cooper finish up, and then I'll Mr. Cooper, say, or
the floor is yours.
The floor is yours. I'm not trying to cut you off. I just
once again being interrupted.
Order.
But we saw, with the assistance of Mr. Drouin and Ms. Khalid, them running interference to protect the minister from answering questions. The first time that he appeared before this committee, he did not answer really any questions that were put to him. So blatant and so consistent was his obstruction throughout that hearing that we had a very long debate in which former Liberal Minister Bains came this close to being found in contempt by this committee. And now, in the end, after the Liberals filibustered for hours and hours and hours, taking us till I think 9 or 9:30 to protect former Liberal Minister Bains, we agreed to allow him an opportunity to come back. He came back. He continued, in many instances, not to answer questions. In other instances, he gave testimony that contradicted what this committee had heard from other witnesses.
Mr. Cooper, I'm just going to interject. I said I would suspend for QP. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm going to suspend this meeting.